Nobody said anything. Was it BMW or BMI? Do we know what BMI stands for?
Body Mass Index.
Oh, good. And what about the 5 L's? Lots of pizzas? So I'm just making sure we are all awake, because we had such a wonderful lunch, especially all those ice cream and mithais and all stuff like that, So anyway, so we'll continue with our the next program. And in fact, it's a great honor and privilege to introduce our special guest speaker, Litesh Majethia from Mumbai. Litesh was blessed by Bhagwan to be his divine lotus feet since childhood. After completing his Bal Vikas, he joined the Mumbai SSO Youth Wing. With Bhagwan's blessings, he took up leadership in implementing several service projects, including drinking water, community center development, rural school development, and Sai Satsang village integration program in several villages in the state of Maharashtra. He was an integral part of Bhagwan's visit to Mumbai, Latur, Hatshi, Shimla, and other places, just 2-3 years back, before he passed away. He had the rare opportunity of serving Swami in his residence at Dharma Kshetra and other places during his visits to Mumbai and Maharashtra. He was also blessed by Bhagwan to attend 1-month summer course at the Vrindavan campus in 2002. Litesh has traveled extensively in Maharashtra and other parts of India, giving presentations on Swami's message of service and love, something we talked about in the morning, including at Purnachandra Auditorium during the World Youth Conference in 1997 and at Vrindavan during the Way Forward National Sai Retreat last year. An integral part of the youth wing of Mumbai, he is instrumental in taking up various service initiatives and projects on behalf of Sri Sathya Sai or Seva Organization of Maharashtra and Goa. Litesh lives in Mumbai and currently serves as an R&D research product head in multinational bank. So during this visit, he is also accompanied by Mrs. and Mr. Acharya from Mumbai. They have been in Swami's fold since 1960s, and Mrs. Sima Acharya, she sang bhajan for us, has been an active Bal Vikas donor since 1980s. So please put your hands together and give him a warm welcome.
Om Shri SaiRam. I know the lunch was very good, so it's a tough job for me to keep you all awake. But still, if you can just be a little louder and say SaiRam, I'll be happy. So say SaiRam. Thank you so much. Before I start, I actually want to thank Brother Shekhar. It was a wonderful session in the morning today, and I really got connected with Swami after a long time in US here. When I say long time, I was of course like all of you missing Swami a lot, and especially coming to US for the first time here. I was actually pulled in by Brother Sundar to talk to you all on my experiences with Bhagwan during several visits and interviews that I was blessed with. But when Brother Shekhar was actually speaking, I didn't really make out that he's not been a very integral part of the physical form of Swami, but when he was speaking, he has not missed anything, because I think the message and the way he spoke was so enchanting that I got connected to Swami, and it was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Okay. Before we start again, many thanks to all of you for making it here. And before I start, there was a question asked by somebody in the audience. I think it was you, sister? No, somebody else. Which it was asked to him. And I'm going to connect a lot of it, because whatever he spoke today, as I said, I was remembering each and every incident that Swami actually did with me to connect to what he spoke, right? So what actually happened is one of our sisters here asked a question that it is said that not even a leaf can move without the will of the Lord, right? And then what is the will that individual will that one person has? So interestingly, during one of our interviews, when I was present in that interview, and Swami was speaking to students and us during that interview, we were hardly a bunch of 20 people inside the interview room, and Swami actually was speaking on spirituality, and then Swami finished his discourse in the interview room, and then asked every one of us, किसी को कुछ doubt है, questions है, पूछो. So everybody was silent like you are today, and suddenly somebody from behind, very reluctantly, one boy, student, he raised his hand and asked Swami, I want to ask. Swami. So I said, पूछो. And you won't believe, he asked the same question that the lady asked, He said, Swami, it is said that without the will of the Lord, not even a leaf can move without your will. And he actually said, without your will to Swami. So how is that possible? Does every leaf on this earth take your permission before it moves? Like you laughed, all of us laughed in that interview room, and Swami also laughed. And Swami said, Nahi Ra, aisa nahi. Is it okay if I speak a little Hindi dialect, because what Swami said will come out exactly when I say this, right? So Swami said, Nahi Ra, aisa nahi. हमारा इच्छा है तो सृष्टि है, हमारा इच्छा नहीं तो ये सृष्टि नहीं. I was dumbfounded. I said, what is this? What answer you are giving? He is asking a question whether every leaf doesn't take your permission without moving, and you are saying मेरा इच्छा है तो ये सृष्टि है, मेरा इच्छा नहीं है तो सृष्टि नहीं. Of course, I was mad at that point of time, not to understand his profound words, but so was that boy, and he was not satisfied with this answer of Swami. So he looked like, then Swami looked at him and he understood that he is not satisfied with the answer. Swami said, Samjha? So he neither said yes as he said, nor he said no. Swami understood. He was sitting behind. He said, come sit near me. So he got up and he sat near next to him. Dekho Ra, again he said, हमारा इच्छा है ये सृष्टि है, हमारा इच्छा नहीं ये सृष्टि नहीं. Yeah, that means if my will is there, this universe or this world exists. If my wish is not there or will is not there, this srishti does not exist. So again he was not satisfied. Then Swami said, Acha. Swami then asked that boy who was sitting right next to his feet, and he said, Tumhara haath, you have your hand? Can you move your hand? So he said, yes Swami, I can move my hand. So Swami said, okay, you move your hand now. So he actually, and I was sitting next to him, right? So he actually moved his hand without realizing what is he getting into, okay? So he actually moved his hand, and he said, then Swami said, देखो, तुम्हारा इच्छा है और हमारा इच्छा है, तुम हाथ हिला सकता है. अभी हमारा इच्छा नहीं, my wish is not there, but let your will be there to move the hand. Can you still move your hand? And the boy, without realizing again, he said, yes, Swami. And you won't believe me, I was sitting next to him. He couldn't move his hand even for a second. It was like the whole body was paralyzed. And he just couldn't move. I can see his face, he's struggling to move his hand. And for 30-40 seconds, he was absolutely trying to, move his hand. Move karo, tum bola. And he's trying to, move his hand, he's not able to. Then he realized his blunder and looked at Swami. And he started crying. He thought, I'm paralyzed forever now, why did I ask this question? He couldn't move his hand. And then he started crying, so Swami, and he actually touched his feet, his head. Swami made him get up and said, ये example दिया, don't worry. अभी हमारा इच्छा है, तुम्हारा भी इच्छा होना, हाथ हिला सकते हैं देखो. And he was completely out. Oh, I could see the relaxation on the face of that boy. And this happened in front of me. It's not a hear and say story. So that's the power of his will. So I hope that auntie is here who actually answered asked that question. It is amazing to be with Swami, and the way, with great simplicity, he actually, by his actions, by his words, by his beingness, he actually teaches us a lot of things in a very simple way. And we are all very fortunate to be having breathed the same air that we breathe, that he breathed, because we are contemporaries now of that avatar. I was recently in Shirdi, and I was standing in the line, and then after the Shirdi darshan I got out and I saw a big queue outside that Abdul Baba's Chowdi. I don't know how many of you have visited Shirdi, but so I inquired, why is that line so? And it seems that Abdul Baba's grandson, who was alive at the time of Shirdi Sai Baba, was there as an old man now. And that line was for his darshan. Can you imagine? Abdul Baba's grandson, and he has a photograph of himself as a child sitting on Swami Shirdi Sai Baba's lap. And that man is alive even today when we went, and everybody is wanting to have his darshan. Imagine. All of us have heard his darshans. After a few years, when Swami's name and fame again will rise, when the whole world will know that such an avatar came into existence, don't be surprised if there is a line outside your house. Right? Why I mentioned this is because we have to realize that we've been extremely fortunate, as brother also mentioned, that we've been blessed by him with his physical proximity, with his physical appearance, just to ensure that we get the glimpse of divinity, we get the glimpse of what an avatar is, we get a glimpse of his omniscience, omnipresent and omnipotent. Before I proceed, I want to just play one video. I know most of you would have probably viewed this video. How many of you have viewed Yade video? Yade songs, yeah. Okay, I want to play that video just because brother had a beautiful session in the morning where we actually had a good session on Nama Sankirtana, and we had bhajans, but we did not have probably the darshan. So it's a 5-minute video, after which I'll continue with the experiences of mine for omniscience, omnipresence and omnipotent. And why did Avatar come to give us this experience, which will get connected to his speech later on, right? So I'll just play that video and then we can have a... Can you have the 1 minute? नगमे हैं, शिकवे हैं, किस्से हैं, बातें हैं, याद आती है, दिल में बस जाती है, याद आती है, दिल में बस जाती है। ये याद तेरे प्यार की यादें कभी भूले नहीं पाएंगे, यादें ये दर्शन जो तेरा आँखों में समझाए, ये मुस्कान हर दम साथ रह जाते, याद आती है, दिल में बस जाती है। ये यादें तेरे प्यार की यादें कभी भूल नहीं पाएंगे, यादें
यादों में वो लम्हे, लम्हों में हम तुम हैं, हर लम्हा एक नगमा, नगमों में खो जाए।
दुनिया में कहीं जाए माँ तेरी तेरी बात तेरा प्यार हर दिल को बहला दे। यादें मीठी मीठी यादें प्यारी प्यारी यादें। नीरूपम नीलाभम निहासम निजानम मानो मधुरभावालय माँ के प्राण दीपालय मामनी So how did you like the video? I think whenever I must have seen this video 1,000 times, but whenever I look at this video, I get connected to him. I miss him though, like all of us here. But that keeps me thinking as to why does an avatar come to this earth to bless all of us. What is the reason? Let it be an interactive session now. What do you think? Why does an avatar come on earth? Yeah? Anybody? Brother mentioned it in the morning, but still. Yeah, one is Dharma Sthapana. What else?
He loves us.
Sorry?
He loves us.
He loves us, right? So there are various reasons given in Gita, in various other textures as to why does he come in. But what I could experience from the session here is that Bhagwan came down to make us realize and experience his omniscience, omnipotent and omnipresence directly. Because how much ever you read Bhagavad Gita, how much ever you read Vedas and Puranas, we may get to a level of, it's like learning a textbook, right? If you're learning physics, you learn in a textbook, and then ultimately when you do an experimentation with the magnetism, you know how the magnet attracts, right? Similarly here, when avatar comes, it's not just about theory, but it's about giving practical experience of his omnipresence, omnipotence and omniscience. That's one point. B, he then makes us realize his omnipresence, omnipotence and omniscience, and allows us or grants us the level of consciousness in all of us to be raised to a certain level so that we can start realizing that same God within us. And that's now started happening. And then he also came down as a normal human being to make us realize as to how to live a life and realize God living in a human form. So that's what he did all these years when he was here. And let's take each one of them. Now, may I ask you, what is omniscience? Anybody? What is omniscience? All-knowing, right? See, avatar has 3 qualities, characteristics. There are 16 kalas of avatar, but mainly there are 3 qualities of avatar. One is omniscience, omnipresence and omnipotence. So let's take one by one. Omniscience. What does it say? He's all-knowing, right? Now there are many examples and experiences that people may have, but I'll like to share one of them. And this again happened in front of me, right? All of us know Professor Anil Kumar. Yeah? He's a great person. And it so happened that when I was doing my duty in Bombay, when Swami came in Bombay, I guess it was the year 1992. I don't remember the exact year, but it was, I think, 1992. And Anil Kumar's daughter, right, was going to get married. So Swami had brought Anil Kumar together with him to Bombay, and Anil Kumar had to leave to US because his daughter got married, had to get married in India and then go to US. So he had told Swami this earlier, but he was not allowed to leave unless he takes the permission. And I was there in Satyadeep, where Satyadeep is place where Swami stays, and Anil Kumar was waiting down, and he was asking me when is Swami going to come down so that I can ask him, because his flight was 2 hours later and he was getting extremely late. I said he should come any moment now. And Swami came a little late, so he was getting a little jittery. And then he came. He asked Swami, "Can I leave?" He blessed him. He asked me to bring the vibhuti packet. I gave it to Swami, and Swami gave it to him. And he went off. Post this, daughter's marriage happened, everything happened, and I was in Guru Purnima in Prashantilam in that same year. And this happened in May, and Guru Purnima was in July. So I was there in Darshan, and Anil Kumar was just sitting in front of me, the opposite side. And Swami came. And apparently Anil Kumar had got the letter from her daughter after the marriage, after she had flown to US for the first time. So when he got the letter with him to read, because he was getting late for darshan. It was afternoon darshan. That time Swami used to walk and come, and Anil Kumar came with that letter in his hand, and he was sitting in the first row, and he was trying to read the letter. The moment he opened the letter, and I was seeing all this, he was actually reading the daughter's letter. He started, he became a little emotional because of daughter, and tears rolled down his eyes. So, and by the time music started and Swami came in, he couldn't stop reading the letter because it was daughter's letter, and that too from US after the marriage, first letter, and he wanted to really know what's written in that letter. So he was reading it, and he ignored that Swami is coming here. And when Swami was just 10 feet away from both of us, he immediately, wiped his tears, kept daughter's letter in his pocket, and, sat in pranam mode. And Swami came straight to him and asked, "Hey, Anil Kumar, letter kidhar hai?" So he said, "Swami, I don't have any letter with me for you. मेरे लिए नहीं, तुम्हारा daughter का letter किधर है?" Now, he had just got the letter, and he had come to the ashram, and he was reading it, and Swami saw that from distance, and he said, "Daughter ka letter kidhar?" So he immediately removed the letter and gave it to Swami. He said, "No, read what is written in that letter." So he was a bit reluctant to read the letter in front of others and all of us. So he looked at Swami, and he opened the letter. Anil Kumar was holding that letter in his hand, and Swami read out in the sense, Swami is here, the letter is in the hand of Anil Kumar, and Swami read out every line of the letter as it is in front of him, and I could hear that very clearly. And the nutshell, what was written in that letter was, "Daddy, I'm very happy here in US. My husband has got a good new job. I have also settled down here very well. There's nothing to worry. By grace of Swami, I'm extremely well and happy here." This was the gist of the letter which was written, and Swami actually read out, spoke out that letter. And then Swami made a profound statement, and this is what Swami is, He said, "देखो, daughter अमेरिका में है, स्वामी को याद करता है, बहुत हैप्पी है. तुम स्वामी के सामने है, डॉटर को याद करता है, वर्ल्ड को याद करता है, इसके लिए रोता है." Which avatar? Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita 18 chapters. We are not reading it. But this avatar came and gave simplistic values and simplistic messages that is convenient to you all of us. Of course, in Krishna's Yuga, there were all elevated souls like Pitama, Bhishma, everybody who were into yajnas, yagas and everything. But Swami knows that we are not in that. So he has to come down and give message in a very simplistic manner, right? So this is his omniscience. Once it happened with me, I was in Prashantilam, in East Prashanti. Swami has given us the room. And I had a small tussle with my brother, as all brothers and sisters have. I had my younger brother who was with me, and he was not listening to something, so we had a small tussle. And Nitin, that is my other brother, he was with Swami for 10 years serving inside his room. So he was at Swami. It was 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and we are having a tussle here, and he was with Swami. And after he comes back for lunch at about 1 o'clock, my brother, he said, "Did you guys fight now?" I said, "Yes." "How do you know?" "No, at 12 o'clock when I was with Swami, Swami told, 'See, your Bombay brothers are fighting.'" All knowing, right? A simple quality. Another incident of my friend, again a friend from Bombay. Swami gave the mother and the boy, friend of mine, and us the interview. And in that interview room, Swami said, "ये West 8 का चाबी है, तुम्हारे लिए घर देता है अंदर." And Swami gave the keys of a house inside the complex. And Swami said to the mother that go and check the house whether you like it or not. So they said, "Yes, Swami, we'll go and check." So after the interview, they went and actually checked the house, and I was also there. And you know, the kitchens in Prashantini rooms inside are very small, right? So the first comment of mother was, "Arey, kitchen बहुत छोटा है." So when I said, "Hey, what Swami has given this room, be happy." And so that episode got again in the evening. Swami called us, and mother was also there. And Swami asked the mother, "Amma, room देखा?" Did you see the room? Yes, Swami, I saw the room. Swami said, "कैसा लगा? How did you like the room?" Swami asked the mother. So she said, "Swami, very nice, very nice room." नहीं, kitchen छोटा है ना. I mean, you can go on and on with innumerable experiences like this, wherein Swami exactly at that point of time knows what is your thought. There are many such instances. If I narrate one after another of the omniscience aspect, moment I think something, he looks at me and he tells me the same thing. N number of times, whether I'm in his room. Once what happened was a very funny and a dreading incident for me. I was supposed to get Swami's water or bathroom arranged, right? And I was supposed to keep the geyser and everything up and running in the morning, because Swami gets up at 4 o'clock and he comes down for Nagar Sankirtan Darshan at 5 o'clock, and then so everything has to be kind of arranged very well. And that day I got everything arranged, and suddenly in the morning I was standing outside Swami's room and he came out and he said, "Garam pani nahi aata hai." So I got worried because everything was set. I don't know where was the fault. So I said, "Swami, please hold on for 2 minutes. I'll just come." So I ran down the stairs. I checked everything was okay, but there was no fault. So what I did was I went to the kitchen and told the cook to actually heat up the water. In case if the heater is faulty, then we can take the bucket up. So we did it as soon as possible, and Swami was actually waiting for me. So I requested Swami, "Can I get inside to check whether the walls are okay?" And I went inside. Swami said, "Go." And I checked up all the walls and everything was okay, but I couldn't find the hot water either. But the heater was working. I mean, the light was on. I had no idea as to what Swami wanted to do. So I said, "Swami, I think there is some fault. I'll bring the bucket." He said, "Wait." Then he went inside the room. He took me inside the bathroom and he tapped the washer there. I mean the nulls there. And he said, "देखो अभी check करो आता है क्या?" And it was boiling hot. And I just felt. So I said, "Swami, sorry nahi. I wanted to give you darshan in the morning. That's why I did all that." I mean, so sweet of him that he actually did all this just to ensure that otherwise morning 4 o'clock nobody has at that point of time Swami was walking and none of us could enter his room. So that was one fantastic thing that happened. So such small instances are numerous, but that was about the omniscience aspect. Let's move on to the omnipresent aspect, right? By Swami's grace, I was inspired by him to do a lot of water projects. We have actually completed 6 water projects by Swami's grace, and Swami's water project is benefiting now about 10,000 people in those villages, right? Various villages. So one of those in the year 2004, I was attending a session. In fact, we had organized a Bhumi Puja of the water project session, and all the villagers were there, everybody was there. The session went on very well. Villagers were extremely happy. They never thought that the water would reach their village, that is actually about 120 meters above the sea level. That's where they stay, and they had to actually take down about 4 to 5 kilometers every day, the women flow just to carry water up. After that was done, what happened? The function went off very well, villagers were happy, all organizers were very happy, and we started back, and it was Rahu Kalam at 4:30 on a Sunday afternoon, and my friend was driving the vehicle, and the friend, and there were 5 people in the vehicle. The vehicle actually, when we came out of the road, my friend started driving that vehicle at the speed of 120 kilometers per hour, which is a very high speed on a narrow road near Mathiran, and it was August 22nd. I can't still forget the date because it was a very important day of rebirth for me, kind of, right? So what happened that day? The vehicle is going at a speed of 120 kilometers per hour. And I'm telling my Sai brother, that, brother, please slow down, I'm getting worried. He said, "Arey, typical Bombay language, don't worry, I'm there now," kind of thing. And he started. And it was his vehicle, so I couldn't force him much to slow down as well. And on the third curve, the vehicle actually slipped off. And the entire vehicle went topsy-turvy. And it bounced at least 15 times before landing up. And I actually want to show you the photographs because Swami has himself seen this photograph, so it's interesting to see. This was the condition of the vehicle after the accident, and I was sitting right here, right? And this was the condition of the vehicle. And moment the vehicle slipped, I'll just narrate you what exactly happened in my mind, right? I just thought that it's the end of the story and we're going to pop off, take a vertical takeoff, right? And that's why I just started chanting SaiRam, 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 SaiRam. It was not for me to get saved, but at least last moment, if you have Swami's name, you will get liberated. That was the thought, incidentally. So, you wouldn't believe this, but this was really the thought. And the vehicle stopped, and there was an Ashadi Ekadashi song playing in the vehicle, which was, incidentally, the wordings were that, मैं होश में नहीं था, सही राह पर चलूंगा, सही राह पर चलूंगा. And you won't believe, after the vehicle was like this, the CD player was still playing the same song. Okay. And the funny part is that my friend called out, who was driving, he said, "Is everybody alright? Is everybody alright?" I was actually in trance or bliss, you can say, whatever. But I did not register what he said. He told me this afterwards. And 3 people from behind told, "We are okay, we are okay, we are okay." And since he did not hear my voice, he thought that something has happened to me. So he shook me and he said, "Are you okay?" So I came back and I said, "Yes, I think I'm okay, I don't know." And there were 150 youth following this event, following this car from other buses. So bus actually, those youth got down, you can see those youths behind. They actually pulled us out of the car, and this accident happened approximately on 22nd August, Sunday afternoon at about 4:45, right, 2004. And we actually creeped out of the car, and when I came out, when I looked at my body, I didn't even have a scratch, okay, on my body. And I immediately get a phone call from my brother who was with Swami in Puttaparthi at that point of time. And he said, "What happened to you?" So I said, "How do you know?" He said, "No, Swami just told me." He came out of his room and he told me, "Oh, तुम्हारा Bombay brother का बड़ा accident हो गया, पूरा car topsy turvy हो गया. But nothing to worry, I have saved him." Now this is the Omnipotent and Omniscience Swami and Omnipresence Swami. And this is what happened to me exactly. And after this, immediately when I went to Prashant Nilayam, he called me. I had carried these photographs with me. So there was a group of foreigners sitting in the interview room, and Swami said, "हाँ मालूम है तुम्हारा accident हो गया, मैं तुम्हारे brother को बोला था. Now tell what happened to this foreigner." So that's the kind Lord that we've experienced. So the point here is that He comes to give us this experience of omniscience, omnipresence and omnipotent. Today, if it was not Swami, I would not have been standing here, probably, I don't know where. So this life is because of Swami and His work. So when Sundar actually called me, I said, even if I'm coming to US for the first time, I would like to be here and sing Swami's glory. And it is my pleasure to do that. A. B. So He comes us to give us this experience of omniscience, omnipresence and omnipotent. What else does He come to give us? You know what? When we actually go and sit for darshan, we don't know what's happening inside us. When we have darshan, there's a lot of transformation taking place inside us at all points of time. And this is what happened exactly even when Chinmayananji met Swami and met Swami for the first time. This was, I don't remember the exact year, I think it was 1963, and there was Bhagavad Gita discourse of Swami Chinmayanji in Bangalore. And in that Bhagavad Gita discourse, there were a lot of Chinmaya mission devotees which were present, and Chinmayanji that time invited Swami to give the inaugural speech or the lecture for the Bhagavad Gita discourse of Chinmayanji. Swami graciously granted that, and Swami actually went there to Bangalore because he was in Whitefield, and when he came up to the stage, the hall was absolutely full. There was a big pandal, and Swami gave his discourse in his usual style at that point of time and went off. The moment Swami left the stage, more than half of the devotees of Swami probably left. And then after Swami Chinmayanji's discourse, one of the people asked Swami Chinmayanji, because the lecture was actually in Bhagavad Gita, and Swamiji and this session was explaining how to raise your individual consciousness. So when this question was asked, Swamiji, what is the easiest way to raise the consciousness? Because Swami Chinmayanji was explaining how to go do meditation, go into the self, dwell into the self and do all the other yogas which will be required for elevating yourself. So one devotee of Chinmayanji asked Swami, Swamiji, what is the easiest way to raise your consciousness? At that point of time, Swami Chinmayanji said like this. You know what? He actually did like this. He said, go to Whitefield, sit for Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba's darshan. Moment he appears, without you doing anything, the consciousness rises. Thousands of people at a time. And that's Bhagwan Baba, right? So it's the phenomenon of Swami being in our presence and giving us the elevated consciousness. So we are all very fortunate to have our consciousness already elevated. And as brother also mentioned in the morning, he comes to this earth to ensure that this is our last birth, which means that we merge finally. And if he has done this for us and we have seen him in such close proximity, experienced his omnipresence, omnipotent and omniscience, and still if we are not able to do or liberate our lives in this birth, I don't know when we'll be, and that includes me. So various things like this Swami has been actually preaching in his discourses, in his interactions. Very funnily, Swami also always gives us a message through a very simplistic tones. Like for example, Joy ice cream. How many of us know Joy ice cream? Quality ice cream. So this was long back, right? The Joy ice cream owner and the Quality ice cream owner, both outside it's a fierce competition between them, right? Because Joy ice cream is a rival brand of Quality ice cream. But both of them are Swami's devotee, and incidentally both of them are sitting in the veranda almost next to each other, a little away. So Swami comes out of the interview room, and I was sitting in the veranda at that point of time. And Swami looks at them and says, oh, and he points at both of them and said, joy में quality नहीं, quality में joy नहीं. I mean, it was a very simple statement, right? But if you think of it, it has such a profound meaning. I mean, the joy which is there in bhajans, okay, the joy which is there, we don't get joy in that. But we go after the worldly joy which has no quality. So Swami says, joy mein quality nahi, quality mein joy nahi. So, innumerable experiences. Just because I don't forget on some of the things that I want to tell you, that's why I've written down. Again, there was Shekhar spoke about Bhakti, right? Swami was the exact example of exemplifying Bhakti. And he has trained a lot of students who are close to him on Bhakti. Once this happened, and he gave a very profound meaning of Bhakti. What is Bhakti? And this is very interesting. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he was the former Prime Minister of India, and he had come to visit Swami, and Swami had called him for an interview. So we had arranged in the interview room at that point of time the sofas and other amenities which are required, and Swami actually then called Atal Bihari Vajpayee and his two attendants along with him, and Swami gave him an interview. And when the interview started, Swami asked two boys to get water for him. So in the meantime, when they're giving water, Swami was talking to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee asked one very fundamental question. He asked, Swamiji, can you tell me what is Bhakti? How do I develop more Bhakti? So Swami didn't answer anything. He went on to some other topic. Swami went on to some other topic. And then Atal Bihari Vajpayee again asked, Swami, what is Bhakti? Can you please tell me? Next time when he asked, that student who had gone with a glass of water, for a glass of water for the Prime Minister, he was entering the room with a tray. And there were two glasses of water that she had bought. And Swami looked at the boy who had got that tray, and he said, drop the tray. Swami said, drop the tray to that boy. That boy, without winking an eye, he just dropped the tray, and the entire glasses and water, everything splashed, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee also got frightened कि क्या हो रहा है? Water was, splashed and all. Swami said, तुमको जानना था ना भक्ति क्या है? You wanted to know what is bhakti? This is bhakti. Implicit obedience at that point of time is bhakti. Implicit obedience. That boy did not think, Prime Minister of India is sitting, if I drop the water, what will happen? He just followed Swami's instruction. And that's bhakti, Swami said. Right? So, a very profound, and I was absolutely the reverse. I'll give you an example which happened. In one of our interviews in 2002, I was working that time for Direct, right? In India. And Swami had called us for the interview, and Swami asked, what are you doing? So I said, Swami, I'm working for tech. So what are you doing for tech? Swami asked. So I said, Swami, computers, networking, and all. So he said, computer networking, not good. Give it up. I said, give it up, Swami, it was a good job. So that stupid I was. So I said, Swami, but it's a good job. No, computer not good. Leave the job. I said, okay, Swami. Thrice I asked Swami, and Swami said, leave the job. So I said, okay, Swami. And we came out of the interview room, and I went back to Bombay. I thought, let me find another job before I leave this job, because that's normally what we do, right? You don't leave the job without getting a new job, right? So I thought, let me just try for the new job. So I very calmly, started searching for a new job. At that time, Swami used to call us often. So again, in 2 months or 3 months time, this interview was in May, and I happened again to visit Swami in Guru Purnima during July, and I was there in July. So Swami looked at me and said, "Oh, kab aaya? Come." So he'll always look at us and he'll call me. So I was in the interview room again, and Swami looked at me. And there were others also with me. So moment I entered, Swami was already sitting on the chair in the interview room. And moment I entered the interview room, first question, Swami is meeting me after 3 years, right, physically. And first question that he asked me was, did you leave your job? I was dumbfounded because I said, Swami. And Swami looked at me very sternly and very angrily. And he said, did you leave your job? I said, no Swami, I didn't find a new job. Who asked you to find a new job? Did you leave your present job? I told you to leave the present job. So I said, no Swami, I didn't leave. And believe me, I did not want to have that interview. It was like, for half an hour, Swami said, Dhuna Putta, he gave me all the galis in the world that he could give me. And he said, you don't have any value for me, for my words. You're useless, you're this, that, blah, 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 blah. And I felt like, going inside the ground in the interview. And I also started crying and all that. Scene happened, and then I assured Swami, moment I leave this interview room, I promise you I'll send the resignation letter right from here. So then he got a little calmer, and then he said, okay, let me know once you've done that. So and that interview was horrible. I was thinking, when will the interview room door open and I'll get out of this interview room? Normally it's the other way around here. You don't want the interview room to open after you get in. So I got out, immediately went to the fax machine. I faxed the letter. I called up my boss. I was doing well there. So my boss said, have you gone mad? I said, I don't know whether I'm mad or insane, but I can't do anything about this. You have to accept the resignation letter. So he was also shocked, and he gave me another blasting. And that way it happened, and this was in July. And next day again Swami saw me and resignation diya. He confirmed in the interview, outside, not inside. And I said, yes Swami. Santosha. He went out. I was thinking, what Santosha? I had a good job. That also he took. And I went back to Bombay, and I was thinking, now what to do? Let's search for a job. So, incidentally, after reaching Bombay, in 15 days' time, I got a call from the bank. I am an engineer, by the way, and I was in the technical field, IT field, and Swami made me lose my job there. So, I got a call from the bank mentioning that in corporate banking, there is an electronic banking division. So, are you interested in joining there? So I said, I may or may not be interested, but Swami has to be interested, right? So I said, look, I can come for an interview, I can give an interview, and if you select me, then you'll have to give me 15 days to get the permission back. They said, okay. So I went for the interview. I had 3 rounds of interview, the HR, the head, and everybody, and they all liked me and they selected me, and they offered me an offer letter. So he said, okay, 15 days from now, if you don't accept, then your job is gone. I said, okay, boss. I immediately flew to Bhakti. I went, normally when those days were very lucky days for me. So whenever I used to sit in the first line, and Swami used to see me and he used to immediately call me. So now I thought, wow, Swami now will at least tell me what to do. So I went with the offer letter in my pocket, and I was sitting in the first row. Swami came for the darshan on the first day. He looked at me, but as if he doesn't know me at all. He's taking letters from 2-3 other people, but not me. This happened first day, second day, third day, continuously. He will look through me as if I don't exist for him. As if he doesn't know me, has not spoken to me at all. Has this happened to you, all of you? So same thing like me. So So that was, I was thinking, what is this? एक तो अच्छा, we had a nice job. That Swami made me leave. I've got a new job. Swami is now not accepting that. What is he up to? I don't understand. And I had booked tickets for 7 days so that I can go back. And 7th day over, and Swami has no signs of showing any karuna to me at that point of time. And those days Swami used to come out walking, and he used to sit exactly in the center of the, where the Ganesh statue is there, where now the Samadhi is there. He used to sit there. So I used to be getting a chance to sit just next to students so that I can see me. But those days students were too many, so Swami was actually speaking to them informally in the evening time. It was in between 4 to 5:30 that he was speaking, and every 5 minutes that he was speaking, there was a roar of laughter from all the students who could hear him. So I was thinking, my God, wow, Swami is really enjoying with the students, but I'm not able to hear it. What should I do? Then I got reminded, I don't know how many of you have seen Mahabharata episode, but in that Mahabharata episode I got reminded of this story where Pitamaha Bhishma is standing in the battlefield on his rath on the other side, wherein Lord Krishna and Arjuna, Lord Krishna is giving Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he is speaking to Arjuna, and Pitamaha Bhishma, there is a dialogue in that serial which I had seen, I remembered that यदि हवा का एक झोंका भी भगवान श्री कृष्ण के शब्दों को मेरे कानों तक पहुंचा दे तो मेरा ये जीवन धन्य हो जाएगा. That was, I mean, just to translate in English, that even if the blow of wind actually, puts in one word of what Lord Krishna is saying in my ears, my life will be liberated, is what Pitamaha Bhishma said in that serial, that episode that time. I don't know how and why, but I got reminded of that episode at that point of time because Swami was continuously talking. I was not able to hear him, and students were having a great time hearing and listening to him. So I was like, what's this? And I remembered this incident, and I really prayed from my heart at that point of time that same thing what Pitamaha prayed, right? I was not Pitamaha, but still I prayed with a lot of passion in my heart that if I could hear Swami's voice, my life will be liberated. The moment I thought that, you won't believe, all these days he was not looking at me. And the moment I had this thought in my mind, he called the warden there, the Shiv Chandra Sai, there, he knew me, and he was speaking to him and he instructed him to call me. And he came and he called me. I said, are you sure he's calling me? Because he's not been looking at me since last few days. So he said, don't be mad, come fast, Swami's calling you. And so I went there and Swami said, oh, kab aaya? I said, he's been looking at me and very lovingly he asked, kab aaya? I said, Swami, I've come since last 7 days. Oh, acha, very good. Then he introduced me to the Anil Kumar and S.V. Giri and then Vice Chancellor and all that. And then he made me sit there next to his chair. And he's again started he was actually talking about Ramayana and how Shurpanka's nose was cut and all that. So it was very interesting to hear. So I got also mesmerized in that speech and I was very happy. So one pure intention thought that if I could hear Swami's voice, and he immediately responded and I was sitting there. Now coming to my job. I was with the letter, but because Swami called me and all this happened, I really forgot about the letter completely. And after the Swami session, Swami got up and Swami looked at me and said, what? So I had forgotten about the letter because it was such a wonderful session. So I said, nothing, Swami. Normally I had the discipline that unless Swami calls me, I will not get up. So Swami said, so I bent on my knees and I asked, ये letter क्या है? Oh, then I remembered, Swami, this is the offer. Swami, I had left the job, now I have got the new job, this is the job. So Swami again sat back, he got up from his seat, he again sat back, went through the entire letter and he asked, what is the salary here, what was the then salary, what is the profile here, blah blah blah, and then he said, this is the right job, go and join. So, he takes care of every aspect, whether it is your life, whether it is your career, or whether it is your family. He takes care of everything, and he knew that I was doing his job. And that reminds me, Again, one more incident with which I will end very soon is this. In my first interview, which was in 1996 in Kodaikanal, Swami came down. I was to be very honest, I was very afraid of, meeting him personally. I don't know for what reason, till the first interview or till the first interaction during my visit. So I was sitting behind, and Swami came straight to me and asked, "What do you want?" So I had nothing in my mind, and I said, "Swami, I want to be your instrument." So he said, "My instrument?" I said, "Yes, Swami." My instrument. Then he looked around, and my brother actually plays tabla. So he asked him, "Tumhara instrument kya hai?" "Tabla." And then he said, he looked at me again. So I said, "What do you want? Tell me." I said, "Swami, I want to be your instrument." "Instrument?" He said this very profoundly. "I have no instrument." I felt so dejected. I thought that I'm not layak enough, or I'm not worthy enough to be his instrument. That's why he's saying that. And then he says, "I have no instrument." Like he said, Swami, I'm doing your work. Swami says, "It's not my work, right?" So, "I have no instrument," he said. And the next line he said, "I am your instrument. Use me." I still get goosebumps when I remember all this. He came down to this earth so that we can use him, we can remember him, we can actually reflect on how he lived his life. Again, Shekhar was telling a very profound thing, that every moment I have been in Swami's close proximity, in his physical proximity, a lot of times when he has been to Bhakti, Bombay, Shimla very recently. 24 hours we used to spend outside his room or with him. I know exactly from morning to evening what is his schedule, right? He will get up every day morning and he will live every moment not for him, but for people and devotees at large, for the world around him. And that's a real experience. 4:30 in the morning he would get up. He would not want anything, but we would go with, he used to have ragi in the morning and some fruits in the morning, but he used to just taste for our sake, that's it. And then he used to come down. Moment he'll come down, we used to keep everything ready. So he will ask, "Our devotees waiting for the long time, should I now go?" So we used to request him, "No, Swami, they are still assembling, so please wait." So he used to actually wait, right? And then after the darshan, he will go spend time with interviews. So right from morning, if you see, after doing his daily routine, he will just come, have darshan, go to interview room, again spend time with devotees, again come for bhajans, spend time with students and in bhajans and devotees, then again come back, and there will be trustees and all other official matters waiting for his attention. So then it was our responsibility to arrange Swami's schedule in such a way that he can attend to everything that was important. So Indulal Shah and others, trustees, whoever are having work will come. He will go. Swami will advise them on projects, on other things. So he'll spend time from after the bhajans, roughly from 10 o'clock to almost 11:30. Then we'll request him to have lunch. He'll have a very quick lunch, a very small chapati and small items. I have a nice beautiful video which I can show you for 10 minutes where he's eating lunch in Hershey, if you guys are interested. And then after that, Swami will, after the lunch, he will not go and sleep. He will read letters of the devotees. I've seen him doing that. And my job was to ensure that after the letter is read, I collect those, and collect in a packet, tear it, and ensure that I burn it after he's read it. So he will, as many letters as possible he'll read, then he'll get ready again, come for evening darshan, evening bhajan. After he gets inside, again trustees and other official matters will be waiting for his guidance. He will give that, and then he will retire to his room at about 8 to 9 o'clock. So this is how he spent his schedule. And it was fantastic to experience him with such close quarters. because he actually taught us how to live, how to behave, how to be with people, how to live life for others, and that was something really fascinating. So with this, I will thank you for your time. And are you interested in a 10 minutes video of Swami?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I'll just play that, and with that we'll end this session. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
के साथ बैठकर एक साथ भोजन किया।
This is the video in Hershey. Swami was extremely happy
आपकी
there.
आनंद उनका भोजन होता है।
And after having his lunch, he's very happy. So he's expressing to the Jadhav family there how happy he is. So I just want to show you that.
आपको तो सिर्फ एक ही बेटी है। भगवान यहाँ आने से कितनी आनंद उनको मिली है। आपके जमाई को भी आनंद मिली, सब उनकी खानदान को आनंद मिली। जो अपने माता पिता को सुख देते हैं, हमेशा उनको आनंद ही मिलता रहेगा। जो लड़का अपनी माता को आनंद नहीं देता है, दुख देता है, उसको कभी हमेशा चिंता में ही रहते हो, कभी सुख नहीं। हाँ, पैसे कमा सकते हैं, बड़े बड़े पदवी आ जाती है, लेकिन आनंद सुख कभी नहीं मिलती है।
पैसा मिलता है, पैसा क्या पैसा है, बट आनंद रहेगा।
पैसा तो जरूर हम मेहनत से कमा सकते हैं, लेकिन आनंद इतनी आसानी से नहीं मिलती है। भगवान की अनुकंपा से हमको आनंद मिलती है। कभी अपने माता की आंखों में कभी आंसू आने की अवसर नहीं करने चाहिए हमको। लड़के की ये बड़ी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण कर्तव्य है कि कभी अपनी माता के आंख में दुख की आंसू नहीं होनी चाहिए। आज आपकी जीवन अच्छी है और इस अच्छी जीवन से सत्य भी आप प्राप्त करते हैं। कितने दान और धर्म करते हैं आपके लड़के। हर एक रोज 5-6 हजार लोग को मुफ्त भोजन देते हैं।
He is talking to the Jadhav family who had organized this visit, and he is praising them that every day he feeds about 5,000 to 6,000 people here. And he was talking about never make your parents unhappy, always make your parents very happy. You know, you will have peace and joy.
भगवान ने देखा जो आपके जो आम के पेड़ हैं, ये 100 एकड़ की भूमि में कितने आम के पेड़ हुए, भगवान ने सब कुछ देख लिया है। बहुत खुश हो गए, भगवान को बहुत आनंद मिला।
खाना भी नहीं,
इतनी आनंद आ गई कि भगवान यहाँ बैठकर कुछ खा नहीं सके।
So he is saying that I'm so happy that with the happiness I couldn't eat so much. But fortunately, in Hershey I saw him very happy and he was really eating a little better than what he normally does.
आज शाम को जो बच्चों के साथ भी बात की और उन्होंने बहुत आनंद से वो बच्चों के साथ बात की। जब वो बच्चों के माँ बाप देखते हैं कि भगवान उनके साथ बात करते हैं, कितनी आनंद उनको मिली।
He's telling to the youngsters now, Sara boys suno.
भगवान ये सलाह दे रहे हैं कि अपने माता पिता को आनंद ही दो, आपकी पैसे की जरूरत उनको कुछ नहीं है, पैसे आते जाते, लेकिन नीति जब आती है बढ़ाई होती है, उन्नति होती है, इसी स्थान मिलता है।
The two persons on the right are Mr. Jadav's, who's also music.
ऐसे करने से परमात्मा का स्थान भी पा सकते हैं। जैसे हम ब्रह्मा के साथ हुए, हम ब्रह्मा ही हो जाते हैं। जो हम सोचते हैं, जो चिंता करते हैं, वो ही हो जाते हैं। अगर आप अपने माता पिता के ऊपर नाराज हैं, गुस्सा हैं, तो आपको भी अपने आप में नाराजी आती है, गुस्सा आती है, तो शांति नहीं मिलती है, सिर्फ अशांति मिलती है। क्योंकि वो ऐसे नहीं करते, इसीलिए वो सब शांति से, सुख से जीवन बिता रहे हैं।
कैसा है अभी संत
आपको मालूम है पिछले जो साल गए थे, आपकी स्थिति क्या थी, और आप देखते हैं आज कैसा हो गया है। लड़के कैसे स्थान में हैं, क्या आपकी जीवन कैसे बदल गई, परिवर्तन हो गई, कितनी परिवर्तन हो गए कि सब लोग को आनंद मिल रही है। अपने आप को हम आनंद नहीं कमा सकते, अगर अपने माताजी और पिताजी को आनंद देंगे तब हमको भी आनंद मिलेगा। भगवान बहुत खुश को आशीर्वाद देते हैं। भगवान ने सब कुछ किया है। यात्रा की योजना बना रहे थे तो भगवान सोच रहे थे कि जब मैं उत्तर दिशा में जा रहा हूँ वहाँ क्या मिलेगी, हाँ एक चपाती तो जरूर मिलेगी, लेकिन जब वहाँ यहाँ आए सब कुछ मिला उनको। उन्होंने देखा कि आपने सांभर बनाया, रसम बनाया, सब कुछ बनाया, एक पूरा जो उनकी तरकारी जो उनको पसंद है वो भी मिला है।
Swami is just making them happy because they were really asking us, the Jadhav family, whether Swami is happy with the
हिंदी
food.
में भी नहीं,
Swami, I told Swami that before, so he is just reiterating that point that food is very good, arrangements are very good, I'm very happy here. He's just reiterating that.
चीफ जस्टिस है, न्यायपति हैं, उनके घर में जब भगवान गए ऐसा कहीं
Swami said, when I went to Chief Justice House also, I did not get such a good food. I got food here, very nice.
हाँ जरूर, उनको भी भक्ति है, लेकिन वो भगवान की इच्छा ठीक नहीं समझ गए।
Chief Justice also has a lot of devotion, but he doesn't understand what Swami's requirements are. He's just trying to make them very happy. That's
घर
it.
में 3 दिन रहा और इतनी आनंद, इतनी खुशी उन्होंने पाई। घर की बहू, घर में जो बेटे हैं, बच्चे हैं, सबको मिलकर देखकर भगवान को तो बहुत आनंद है। हाँ, एक बहुत कुछ खानदानों में देखते हैं, अगर अच्छा लड़का है लेकिन अच्छी बहू नहीं आती है, अच्छी बेटी होती है, अच्छी जमाई नहीं आती है, और जब कुछ झगड़ा होते रहते हैं, लेकिन इस खानदान में आपकी जो परिवार है इतना है, सब अच्छा है।
Love is important.
भगवान कहते हैं प्रेम ही महत्वपूर्ण है, और इधर देखते हैं कि सबके आपस में बिल्कुल प्रेम ही प्रेम है। आप दोनों इतने अच्छे दंपति हैं, देखकर भगवान को भी बहुत आनंद होगी।
Swami was very happy with the parents of Mr. Jadhav, Mr. and Mrs. Jadhav, so their grandparents. Very simple people, very nice people. We've been interacting with them for Swami's visit, and I was also instrumental in arranging everything here in Swami's residence. So it was fantastic. One incident I would like to, since I played this video, I remembered, and I would like to share, and we'll end with that. Swami, how loving he is, this also cites, and he also cites, we get an example of, we think that Swami was weak, Swami was in the wheelchair, etc., etc. But this incident really highlights to you that the drama what he was playing, right? What happened is Swami, actually the day before he left Hershey, he asked me how many boys are there who are serving here. So we were about a group of about 27 boys, right? So Swami asked me to get safari pieces for them. So we did all the arrangements, and I informed Swami that, as I said. And then I told one of our boys that let's be ready. If Swami asks, then we should, lift it and give it to Swami so that, okay. He said, okay. And then Swami asked me, did you bring those? I want to give the boys. And he always will make sure that whoever has worked, Swami will give him something and then only leave from that place. So I said, yes Swami, it's ready. So Swami said, get everything here. So I got that boy who was working with me, and we went. So on the way, that boy told me that Swami is, hand is really not so well. So we should not give the entire bunch in his lap like that. So I said, oh yeah, okay, we will stand with Swami next to each other so that Swami can hand over one this thing. So when we went to Swami, Swami looked at me and said, okay, put everything on my lap. So I looked at that boy, and then he also smiled, and then Swami distributed to everybody. And after everybody, the distribution was done, everybody left. And I and that boy was there. So Swami said, "Come, boy, sit, do some, I'm very tired, so do some path seva for me." So he was very lucky. So then he looked at me. I felt that, okay, he got a good chance, I'm not getting it. So Swami looked at me immediately the moment I thought this, and he said, "Okay, you take one leg, let him take one leg." And we actually, Swami was sitting there on the wheelchair, and we started doing path seva to Swami. And this boy next to me who was doing path seva, so there's little thing. Swami's avatar ka one more aspect or attribute is that the distance between the thumb of the feet and the next thumb is bigger, right? So while doing the path seva, this boy actually, his hand went in between. And when that hand went in between, it was hardly 5 minutes that we had done path seva. Moment the hand went inside, so he shouted loudly, "Ah!" Swami said, "What happened?" Swami actually pressed a little, and his hand, he was like, "Oh my God!" So Swami was, and after Swami left Harshi and Bombay, his hand, that finger was still paining, so actually we had to do an X-ray. And when we did that X-ray, it was a hair crack fracture. So we may think that Swami was not well, and he doesn't have energy. It's not that. He's just, the closer you are to him, the Maya is more profound, right? So that's it from me, and thank you once again to every one of you.
So, what do you think? It has been a truly very revealing day today. We had wonderful satsang with Brother Shekhar, and obviously we got some insights, something we always want to know, the inner aspects, how Swami lives and, what are his habits and stuff like that. And we get a first-hand narration of all the events that take place there. So, I think I'm totally speechless. We can just say, thank you so much. So it's a token of our love, and this is symbolic. We would like to come, Chandra. We are like few centers. We are 12 centers in New Jersey. And we try as much as possible everybody to get together and have satsang. And Chandra, so this is a token of our love.
Really inspired me a lot. I mean, though he hasn't had such physical interactions with Swami, whatever he spoke really touched my heart. And Swami's message, each episode that he narrated, I could relate to one or the other incident. I mean, I have so many incidents enough to be with Swami, but everything that he spoke just fitted into Swami's teaching so very well that it was really profound. Thanks to you.
Thank you so much. You could see the aura, actually, Swami talking to them, when you see like now, and then when they were there sitting, it's just totally different. Swami speaking to them. You feel that, you could get connected. But all I can tell you is this has been such a wonderful, wonderful day. I could not even imagine something like this would happen to me. And we are like eternally grateful. Our hearts, our bodies, our souls are really charged up. And BMI, yes, I can remember that, BMI, not BMW. Okay, thank you, SaiRam.
Just one quick announcement. Monday we'll be having a function. at Krishna Vrindavan from evening 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we'll be having Sisters of Alumni from Anantapur College. We'll be doing a musical program. It is Sai Satsang. I request everyone to join this function. It's going to be at Krishna Vrindavan near to Royal Albert Palace. The venue is Krishna Vrindavan Temple. SaiRam and Rajan Bhai will give the vote of thanks and thanks for the temple authorities and Girish for making this day. SaiRam.
So, and this is something I really felt that we are really grateful to Swami. We take this opportunity to thank our beloved Bhagwan for his infinite grace and blessings for making this uplifting and spiritually nourishing event. And we express our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished guest speakers, Dr. Shekhar Borubali and Litesh Majethia, for enlightening talks and obviously presentations here. And from the bottom of our heart, we thank the Shirdi site temple Iselin for the use of these facilities and their humble hospitality. We thank our spouses for being the driving force and being there for us in the background to make us come here for our and for the prasad also. And for all the officers and the volunteers, they have been helping out in the background for their selfless help and seva. And above all, thank you all for coming and participating in this event and making an extra super special event. Thank you, SaiRam. And we also have some snacks after, please take some snack on the side. And we're going to do Aarti.
जगदीश हरे हरि भजनाति सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतीका आपद्बांधवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवं मरियन्तयुगीरे स्वामी मरियन्तयुगीरे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशयन ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप शिव साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल हारति मंगल गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण ओम साई नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण ओम नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण ओम साई नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण ओम नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण ओम साई नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा ओम शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ओम शांति शांति।
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की, श्री साई महाराज की, साई माता जी की।
परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं, परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं, परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्ष प्रदानं बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि, लीला विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि। Sacred act, miraculous Baba's creation, flowing from his blessed hands, holy creation, granting us the greatest wealth, God's divine protection. Beloved Baba, grant us liberation. Paramam pavitram Baba vibhutim, परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं, परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्ष प्रदानं बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि, लीला विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि। ओ